Well, well, well. It's finally time to find out what Sony has been hiding this entire time. No, it's finally time to see what the next generation PlayStation is going to at least do. I don't know if we're going to see it, like the physical console itself, but I think we're going to find out some very interesting things today. What's going on, everyone? How's everyone doing today? Have almost 3,000 people here already. It's good to see everyone come out for the PS5 event that we're having today. Hopefully everyone's staying safe and hanging out. Got a little bit of a different layout here, just because we're kind of all over the place right now between the new office back here. I'm actually at home today, trying to go out less, obviously. Trying to follow the rules. Yep, and we have a PlayStation 5 event to look forward to here. We already had that Indies presentation. Maybe we'll have something cool next week. I don't know. We'll see. But there's things are starting to happen now in the gaming news, so it's pretty cool. So maybe I'll turn on. Can I turn on slow chat now, or is it too late? It might be. Maybe it's too late. I don't know. So we still have roughly, how long do we have? Oh, thanks to Christian donating $2, saying power to the players. Absolutely. How long do we have here then? We still have another 15 minutes. 15 minutes before the PS5 event start. Now what this is I think I can I turn on, let me see if I can turn it on. The slow chat setting. I don't know if I can do that now or if it's too late. I'll have to see. What this is going to be is it's going to be something that's already been pre-recorded, and they're just going to have it go live. It's going to basically premiere. It's about 50 or so minutes, and the original event in 2013 was 2 hours or so. It was long. But they did a lot there. I don't think they're going to do nearly as much. It's definitely not a live presentation like they had before, where it was a crowd of people and all of that. None of that's going to happen here. It seems like this is going to be Mark Cerny pre-recorded in an office somewhere explaining things, which is probably why, to be honest, it's shorter than in 2013, because as we all know, when you pre-record something like that, you can cut it up, you can make it go a bit, I think, flow better would be the best way to say it. So that's kind of what I'm looking at here. I think it's going to flow very well. If your guys are coming in here, make sure you hit the like button to help out. Wow, $50 donation. Wow, Alan Morton saying thanks and keep up the good work. Thank you, Alan. I really appreciate that. I really do. I still have the 12 minutes now. 12 minutes. We'll play around with the audio when it comes up. I just want to make sure that I'm kind of balanced with Mark Cerny. If anything, I'd prefer Mark Cerny to even be a little higher in terms of his audio than me, because he's going to be doing a lot of talking. So Dalton saying in before economic recession. So what we're going to be doing here is we're all going to come together and we're going to attempt to make sense of what Mark Cerny is attempting to explain to us. Okay. that is the strategy. I also want to get Philo Rubin here saying listening to you and MVG simultaneously. My brain hurts. Hey, you could do that. Actually, I don't know. Our streams, I just thought of that. Mark Cerny's stream might be off a little bit. Otherwise, that would be pretty funny to have both of us on at the same time, because then you could listen to both of our commentary. It's like kind of going on. Like if you could sync them up, that'd be pretty cool. I wonder if you could do... No, I would say, it'd be cool. And maybe YouTube could do this at some point. If you can have the option to keep the commentary, but like mute whatever we're streaming, like we could have two different audio channels that are being streamed, and you can choose what you want to mute. That would be a cool idea for YouTube to do that. I was supposed to be looking for the slow button for the chat. Sorry, been quiet working on the Konami deal. It's from Steven Garner. Yeah, that Konami deal. That's going to be something if anything comes of that. And I think something will. I think so. It sounds crazy, but I think Konami doesn't feel like making a Silent Hill game or making a Metal Gear game, and I think Sony wants to. Blake says, what's up with the Outer World on Switch? Outer World. Oh, that alert thing is very high. There we go. Let me see if I can fix that. I didn't know where the text was going to be rolling in, so I was kind of like, that might be better. What's up with Outer World on Switch? They had to delay it, and now it will be physical. I think it's going to come out closer to like the fall kind of time. September, October. And that's if there's not any other delays, because there might still be more delays, to be honest. But I actually think in China, they're getting a lot of the stuff sorted out pretty quickly. So who knows? We'll see. I'm thinking it'll come out in the fall, though. Nice holiday push for it. In Femiltim says, absolutely the best channel on YouTube. Keep up on gaming and understand what everything means. We appreciate you, John. You deserve all the success. Thank you. I appreciate that. Eric Cruz says, hey, Spawnwave, what are your thoughts on how GameStop is treating their employees during the current COVID situation? Love your content, by the way. I was thinking about doing a video on that one because it sounds pretty bad right now. I've been getting several messages from current employees at GameStop, and it sounds like GameStop just wasn't equipped for this, and they can't even provide basics like hand sanitizer to their employees. And that's kind of a concern, considering they want them to stay open right now. And if you think about people bringing trade-ins and stuff and stack them up on the, here's a bunch of games that I brought from my house, and you gotta take them in and touch all over them and make sure they're good. Yeah, it's concerning. So I think at this point GameStop is trying to make it to the Animal Crossing and Doom release on Friday over the weekend, and then maybe on Monday they'll revisit being open. But I have a strong feeling that while the people at retail are rolling into the stores, and dealing with everything going on with customers and all this, I have a feeling the people at the corporate office are staying home and telecommuting. Yeah, strong feeling about that one. Smokercraft says, how are you watching the stream? They have it up right now as a premiere. It's going to premiere, I believe, on their YouTube channel. And then Michael Crane says, hoping for that PS3 backwards compatibility. You know what, Michael? If they were going to do it, Mark Cerny would brag about it here. This is where he would do that. So if it is a thing, we would hear about it today, most likely. I think he would love to tell everyone how he figured out PS3 backwards compatibility. Yeah, Silent Hill and Castlevania to PS5. I'm telling you, Sony might be trying to work that deal with Konami. But keep in mind, it doesn't necessarily mean it would be like an exclusive deal as well. Think about that for a second. Konami could just start licensing these things out, just the properties, and just get paid. And I think that works for Konami because they have these properties that are worth some obvious money. I mean, Castlevania on Netflix is very good. It's done well. And unfortunately, I mean, it's still money, but they use the properties for like pachinko machines and stuff as well, and gambling. It's worked for them, but it is sad to see that, isn't it? But what can you do? Adam says, do you see yourself spending more time playing Doom or Animal Crossing this weekend? Ooh, that is a good question. I think Doom, mostly because I want to play through that. There is a definitive end in Doom, like you're going to start and then like 20 hours or so later, you're done. At least the single player. Animal Crossing is a game that will go on for literal years. So I think I'm going to jump on Doom, and I'm going to play a little bit of Animal Crossing to get that started. But I think I'm really going to focus on Doom Eternal this weekend to try to see as much as I can of that game, especially for the podcast Saturday night. I want to be able to have a solid opinion on it, so... and then we have Yami VKD saying Series X versus PS5 winner AMD. Yeah, absolutely. AMD makes out like bandits when it comes to this stuff. I mean, think about, even if you look at the Xbox One and the PS4 combined, they ended up helping out with 160 million systems, basically. They did pretty well. AMD does pretty well there. Demolition Man says... want to know differences PS5 over Xbox besides shared tech. The word is the PS5 is going to have a faster SSD or solid state drive. I don't know how that's going to impact performance in games or what they're going to do. Most likely that's something that we'll be seeing here if that is the case. And it'll be explained by Mark Cerny in a way that game developers would understand. So Philarube says, hate to change the subject, but how about that Trials of Mana demo? So good. I think it's out today in the US region. Actually, probably pretty soon. I was going to download it on everything. I was going to grab it on the Switch, the PS4, and the PC, and just see how it all runs. Especially on like PC, where I got this one has a 2070 Super in it, so I figure I'll try it out there too. Oh, and I have this monitor's 144 Hz G-Sync, so we'll see how it looks on that. Robert says, at least I got a PS5 Reveal while self-isolating. Yeah. I mean, this is a good time to do it, right? Have the PS5 Reveal, had the Indies Direct. We'll see what's going on next week, but we might have, like I said, there's that rumor that there's a Nintendo Direct, General Direct next week, so at least there's some stuff to look forward to, and Animal Crossing and Doom is out this weekend, so there's stuff going on at least, right? Especially once like Animal Crossing and Doom hits, a lot of us will be inside anyway playing those. So we have 5 minutes. 5 minutes. So if you need to get something to drink, use the bathroom, now is the time to do it. Because once it starts up, we're going to be in the long haul of Mark Cerny, who, as has been called by Herman Holst, I believe, their secret agent. I can see that. Mark Cerny's an interesting guy, I'll say that. But I'm looking forward to seeing him explain all about the PS5. It was fun when he did that with the PS4 back in the day. That was pretty fun. So in 2013. Let me bring that up too, just so I don't miss anything there. There we go. Oh, Sean says, where is your Phantasy Star Online 2 hype? I actually was going to be playing that a little bit later on today, mostly to tide me over, but I got to check out some demos because RE3 is up, I think, in New Zealand, so you can grab that on the Xbox now. Man, we're starting to get buried over here, but Phantasy Star Online 2 is going to be that game that I jump into when I have some time, just for some fun, like some off time. Ahmad says, I love you. Thanks, Ahmad. That was through Streamlabs. Appreciate it. Let's see. 3 minutes. 3 minutes. 3 minutes. If you're just coming in, hit the like button to help out the stream. Do appreciate it. Over 10,000 people now watching. Thanks to everyone for stopping by. 11,000 now. Thank you. Make sure, like I said, you're hitting the like button on the way in, and we have a couple of minutes, and we'll try to decrypt what Mark Cerny is attempting to tell us. So we'll see how this goes. And then, like I said, once it starts up, we'll play around with the audio. I have the audio at like mid-level right now for desktop, and we'll play around with that. I mean, maybe people are asking about. I don't know. Stock market's weird now. Anyway, I don't want to give any advice on that. I think the PS5 is going to have a good launch. I think the Xbox is going to have a good launch. I do also think we're going to have Lockhart revealed, and that I think will be pretty compelling to people if you consider it possibly being a $300 next gen console. I think that'll really get some people interested. So. Let's see, 2 minutes. 2 minutes. And this should be like right on time because it's a premiere, so it's already set up and ready to roll. Thank you. Hit 400,000 subscribers yesterday. Actually about to hit 401,000 already, so thanks to everyone who subscribed as well. All right, here we go. Not too much longer. PS5, but we're half excited for PlayStation 3. I know, right? Hey, I mean, consider this. Some of those PS3 games, if you look at any of the there's an emulator right now, RPCS3. I always mess that up, but it's something like that. If you look at Metal Gear Solid 4 on that game still looks ridiculous. So yes, there is I think a want for that right now. When will we see a bodysuit in gaming? Are you talking about like for VR where you wear a suit and it like tracks your movements? I don't know. That would be that we're like 2 steps away from a holodeck when we do that. Falcon Black, do you have Corona? I do not. I don't have the beer or the illness. All right. Oh, I did get to 400. Oh, wow. Thank you. Thanks for everyone in the chat letting me know. I didn't even realize that. Thank you. Get to 401,000 subscribers. So, hey, if you're new here, you can subscribe and go towards 402,000. But I got the 401k right down there. Yep, and hit the like button. We're about to see something about the PS5. All right, so I guess hit us with the predictions. Go ahead and hit us with the predictions. Alex Sullivan says, love the content, man. Congrats on the new office. Stay safe out there, and be sure to kill some trees and pet some demons this weekend. Oh, yes, I'll be running around hitting trees with an axe with the villager, and then slaying some demons in Doom. It's going to be a good weekend, I think, overall. Oh, Nathaniel Bandy, what's up, man? He's Nathaniel Bandy in the chat there. Good to see you come out, man. Good to see you. Good to see you. Hopefully, Too Many Games is still on. Hopefully. I think it will be. They've said everything seems okay right now. And that's like end of June, almost July. So I think by then we'll at least be semi to the point where people are like, okay, just bring some Puro with you. We're gonna go out. I think so. All right. 1 minute. Like I said, we'll get the audio taken care of right away. Are you going to get Persona 5 the Royal? I've thought about it. That's from Skeeth PK Killer. I've thought about Persona 5 the Royal, mostly because I do like that game a lot. Do I want to? My problem is, do I want to spend another like 100 hours playing through that game? I don't know. That's the tough part. Master Chief announced for Smash here today. Wait, wrong company. All right, let's get these audios level. Oh, they hit us with the 2 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and mute that for now. They just let the 2 minute countdown. Oh man, that's messed up. YouTube really couldn't give them like their own little premiere thing, you know what I mean? Like they couldn't give them like their own custom one. This is a big deal. Jaden Jones, here we go. Yes, indeed. Let's make sure. There we go. Got us 1080p at like auto to 480p. That's weird. All right. Counting down. Think a 4K display. Oh, that went fast. I can't. I don't think I can turn on slow. Let me hold on. We're gonna see if we can figure this out. I almost don't want to click edit buttons. I'm always afraid. Is it just me? Oh, Evan said it's a little louder than me. Okay, cool. Is it just me? I'm always afraid to start hitting buttons when I'm streaming. Any other streamers out there who are watching, when you're streaming and everything is working, like, it's not just me, right? I'm afraid to hit buttons at that point. I'm like, it's working. I don't want to start touching things. I don't know. Joe with the $5 super chat. Thanks, Joe. I appreciate it. Bonkatsu? Ishtar, can Konami keep the pachinko machines if they sell the license to Sony? That would be something to have to work out. That's kind of one of the reasons I think they would license them rather than sell them, is because these IPs have value outside of just the just video games. Like they're making some pretty good money outside of that. Cool. So when we start up here, I'll see the donations here and stuff and super chats and all of that. Don't worry. But when we get to either a lull or we get to the end is when I will start going back through them. Thanks to everyone for stopping by. Here we go. PS5.
Hi. Unfortunately, we had to cancel the talk that we had planned for GDC. But we do have
How's that audio
some
sound?
super exciting news about PS5. And who better to bring that to you than the one and only Mark Cerny. Without further ado, over to you, Mark.
Thank you, Jim. There will be lots of chances later on this year to look at the PlayStation 5 games. Today, I want to talk a bit about our goals for the PlayStation 5 hardware and how they influenced the development of the console. I think you all know I'm a big believer in console generations. Once every 5 or 6 or 7 years, a console arrives with substantially new capabilities. There's a lot of learning by the game developers, hopefully not too overwhelming, and soon there's games that could never have been created before. Now, it used to be that as a console designer, you'd somehow intuit what would be the best set of capabilities for the new console, and then build it in complete secrecy. For the PlayStation consoles, that period lasted through PlayStation 3, a powerful and groundbreaking console, but also one that caused quite a lot of heartache, as it was
Mark
initially
Cerny is very
difficult to develop
calm
games.
when he talks.
So, starting with PlayStation 4, we've taken a different approach,
Okay, cool.
roughly
Good audio.
centered around 3 principles. The first of these is listening to the developers, which is to say that a lot of what we put into a console derives directly from the needs and aspirations of the game creators. We definitely do have some ideas of our own, but at the core of our philosophy for designing consoles is that game players are here for the fantastic games, which is to say that game creators matter. Anything we can do to make life easier for the game creators or help them realize their dreams, we will do. So, about once every 2 years, I take a tour of the industry. I go to the various developers and publishers, sit down, and discuss how they're doing with the current consoles and what they'd like to see in future consoles. This requires weeks on the road, as reaching the bulk of the game creators involves talking to well over 100 people at something like 24 publishers and developers. And it is incredibly valuable. By the way, the feature most requested by the developers, that was an SSD. Which we were very happy to put in the hardware, but a lot of problem solving was required. I'll be doing a deep dive on the SSD and surrounding systems later on in this talk.
Interesting, okay.
It's also key to make a generational leap while keeping the console sufficiently familiar to game developers. I think about this in terms of balancing evolution and revolution. Now, with PlayStation 1, 2, and 3, the target was a revolution each time with a brand new feature set. That was great in many ways, but time for the developers to get up and running got longer with each console. In the past, I've called this time to triangle. Here's what I had for those 3 consoles. To be clear, I'm not talking about time to make a game. Developers will be ambitious, and it may take them 6 years or so to realize their vision. What I'm talking about is that dead time before graphics and other aspects of game development are up and running, and trying to minimize that. On the other hand, if we're trying to reduce that dead time to 0, that means the hardware architecture can't change at all. We're handcuffed. We need to judge for each feature what value it adds and whether it's worth the increase in developer time needed to support it. So with PlayStation 4, we were able to strike a pretty good balance between performance and familiarity. We got required learning back to PlayStation 1 levels. With PS5, the GPU was definitely the area we felt the most tension between adding new features and keeping a familiar programming model. Ultimately, I think we've ended up with something under a month of getting up to speed. That feels like we're striking about the right balance. I'll go into a bit more detail later today about our philosophy with the GPU and the specific feature set that resulted from it. It's also very important for us, as the hardware team, to find new dreams, by which I mean something other than CPU performance, GPU performance, and the amount of RAM. The increase in graphics performance over the past 2 decades has been astonishing, but there are other areas in which we can innovate and provide significant value to the game creators, and through them, the players. That's why the SSD was very much on our list of directions to explore, regardless of what came out
And they're
of the
really focusing on that
conversations with
SSD.
game developers and publishers. The biggest feature in this category is the custom engine for audio. That's today's final topic. The push for vastly improved audio, and in particular 3D audio, isn't something that came out of the developer meetings. It's much more the case that we had a dream of what might be possible 5 years from now, and then worked out a number of steps we could take to set us on that path. So here again are the 3 principles, the first being enabling the desires of developers to drive the hardware design. To me, the SSD really is the key to the next generation. It's a game changer. And it was the #1 ask from developers for PlayStation 5. As in, we know it's probably impossible, but can you put an SSD in it? That was a discussion we were also having internally. It was clear that the presence of a hard drive in every PlayStation 4 was having a positive impact. A lot of things that would simply have been impossible at Blu-ray disc speeds were now possible. At the same time, though, in 2015 and 2016, when we were having these conversations, developers were already banging up against the limits of the hard drive, and a lot of developer time was being spent designing around slow load speeds. I want to focus in on just one number here, which is how long it takes to load a gigabyte of data from a hard drive. The difficulty being that hard drives are neither particularly fast nor flexible. If all your data is in one block, which is frankly not very likely, you can load 50 to 100 megabytes a second, depending on where the data is located on the hard drive. Let's assume it's on the outer edge, which means loading a gigabyte takes 10 seconds.
Does anyone
if
really
you
use...
compress your game packages, you can fit more data on the Blu-ray disc and also effectively boost your hard drive read speed by the compression.
I'm curious how many people here even use mechanical hard drives anymore in the chat.
PlayStation 4 that gets you something like 50%
I feel like most of us use SSDs anyway anymore.
50% higher effective read speed. Unfortunately, though, it's highly likely that your data is scattered around in various files on the hard drive, as well as sourced from multiple locations within those files. So lots of seeks are needed at 2 to 50-ish milliseconds each. My rule of thumb is that the hard drive is spending 2/3 of its time seeking, and only 1/3 of its time actually loading data. Putting all of that together, a gigabyte is very roughly 20 seconds to load from a hard drive. Now, a gigabyte is not much data. Games are using 5 or 6 gigabytes of RAM on PlayStation 4, so boot times and load times can get pretty grim. Or to put that differently, as a player, you wait for the game to boot, wait for the game to load, wait for the level to reload every time you die, and you wait for what is euphemistically called fast travel. And all of that leads to the dream. What if we could have not just an SSD, but a blindingly fast SSD? If we could load 5 gigabytes a second from it, what would change? Now, SSDs are completely different from hard drives. They don't have seeks as such.
They're trying to get rid of load times.
If you have a 5 gigabyte a second SSD, you can read data from 1,000 different locations in that second, pretty much at speed. As for time to load a gigabyte, this is next gen we're talking about, so memory is bigger. Instead, we should be asking how long to load 2 gigabytes. And the answer is about 1/4 of a second. I mean, that's amazing. We're talking 2 orders of magnitude, meaning very roughly 100 times faster.
Wow.
Which means at 5 gigabytes a second for the SSD, the potential is that the game boots in a second. There are no load screens. The game just fades down while loading a half dozen gigabytes and fades back up again. Same for a reload. You're immediately back in the action after you die. And fast travel becomes so fast,
Sony's...
blink and you miss it. As game creators, we go from trying to distract the player from how long fast travel is taking,
that's
like
really
those
their big
Spider-Man
thing.
subway rides,
Is this SSD?
to being so blindingly fast that we might even have to slow that transition down. Pretty cool, right? But for me, this is not the primary reason to change from a hard drive to an SSD. The primary reason for an ultra-fast SSD is that it gives the game designer freedom. Or to put that differently, with a hard drive, the 20 seconds that it takes to load a gigabyte can sabotage the game that the developer is trying to create. I think almost all of us in the room have experienced this, maybe in different ways. Say we're making an adventure game and we have 2 rich environments where we each want enough textures and models to fill memory, which you can do as long as you have a long staircase or elevator ride or a windy corridor where you can ditch the old assets and then take 30 seconds or so to load the new assets. Having a 30-second elevator ride is a little extreme. More realistically, we'd probably chop the world into a number of smaller pieces and then do some calculations with sight lines and run speeds like we did for Haven City when we were making Jak 2.
Oh, man.
The game is 20 years old, but
Don't
not
show a
much
PS2 game.
has changed since then. All those twisty passages are there for a reason. There's a whole subset of level design dedicated to this sort of work, but still, it's a giant distraction for a team that just wants to make their game. So when I talked about the dream of an SSD, part of the reason for that 5 gigabyte a second target was to eliminate loads. But
that is
also
really fast, by the way.
That target was streaming.
That's twice as fast as what the Xbox Series X was trying to do.
Is so fast that as the player is turning around, it's possible to load textures for everything behind the player in that split second. If you figure that it takes half a second to turn, that's 4 gigabytes of compressed data you can load. That sounds about right for next gen. Anyway, back to the hard drive. Another strategy for increasing effective read speed is to make big sequential chunks of data. For example, we might group all the data together for each city block. That removes most of the seeks, and the streaming gets faster. But there's a downside too, which is that frequently used data is included in many chunks and therefore is on the hard drive many, many times. Marvel's Spider-Man uses this strategy, and though it works very well for increasing the streaming speed, there's a massive duplication as a result. Some of the objects like mailboxes or news racks are on the hard drive for hundreds.
How the file size is too large.
What I'm describing here are things that cramp a creative director's style. Either level design gets a little bit boring in places, or the data is duplicated so many times that it no longer fits on the Blu-ray disc. And you end up with hard limits on the player's run speed or driving speed. The player can't go faster than the load speed from the hard drive. And finally, I'm sure many of you have noticed that after a patch download, a PlayStation 4 will sometimes take a long time to install the patch.
Yep.
That's because
we all know about
part
that.
of a file has been changed, the new data can be downloaded pretty quickly. But before the game boots up, a brand new file has to be constructed that includes the changed portion. Otherwise, every change would add a seek or two. Even so, you can occasionally see this happening on game titles. They start to hitch once they get patched enough. With an SSD, though, no seeks, so no need to make brand new files with the changes incorporated into them, which means no installs as you know them today.
Oh, interesting.
There's yet one more benefit, which is that system memory can be used much more efficiently. On PlayStation 4, game data on the hard drive feels very distant and difficult to use. By the time you realize you need a piece of data, it's much too late to go out and load it. So system memory has to contain all of the data that could be used in the next 30 seconds or so of gameplay. That means a lot of the 8 gigabytes of system memory is idle. It's just waiting there to be potentially used. On PlayStation 5, though, the SSD is very close to being like
Okay, so we are doing
RAM.
16 gigabytes
Typically, it's fast enough
GDDR6.
that when you realize you need a piece of data, you can just load it from the SSD.
I wonder what that...
There's no need to have lots of data parked in
I wonder if they're
system
splitting
memory
that up like the Series X
potentially
did.
be used. A different way of saying that is that most of RAM is working on the game's behalf. This is one of the reasons that 16 gigabytes of GDDR6 feels right for PlayStation 5. The presence of the SSD reduces the need for a massive intergenerational increase in size. So back to the dream of the SSD.
So they're allowing them to use the
Here's
SSD as
setup
well
target.
alongside the RAM. That's
Boot
interesting.
the game in a second. No load screens.
Wow.
Design freedom,
Okay.
meaning no twisty passages or long
See, I like the
corridors.
sound of all of this.
More game on the disk and more game on the SSD. And finally, those patch installs go away. The reality, though, is that the SSD is just one piece of the puzzle. There's a lot of places where bottlenecks can occur in between the SSD and the game code that uses the data. You can see this on PlayStation 4. If I use an SSD with 10 times the speed of a standard hard drive, I probably see only double the loading speed, if that. For PlayStation 5, our goal was not just that the SSD itself be 100 times faster. It was that game loads and streaming would be 100 times faster.
I want to see an example.
Every single
Let's see a
potential
game attempt to
bottleneck
load
needs
or
to be
something,
addressed.
right?
And there are a lot of them. Let's look at check-in and what happens when its overhead gets 100 times larger. Conceptually, check-in is a pretty simple process. Data is loaded into system memory from the hard drive or SSD. It's examined, a few values are tweaked to check it in, and then it's moved to its final location. At the SSD speeds we're talking about, that last part, moving the data, meaning copying it from one location to another, takes roughly an entire next-gen CPU core. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. If all the overheads get 100 times larger, that will cripple the frame rate as soon as the player moves, and that massive stream of data starts coming off the SSD. So to solve all of that, we built a lot of custom hardware, namely a custom flash controller and a number of custom units in our main chip. The flash controller in the SSD was designed for smooth and bottleneck-free operation, but also with games in mind. For example, there are 6 levels of priority when reading from the SSD. Priority is very important. You can imagine the player heading into some new location in the world and the game requesting a few gigabytes of textures. And while those textures are being loaded, an enemy is shot and has to speak a few dying words. Having multiple priority levels lets the audio for those dying words get loaded immediately. On one side, that flash controller connects to the actual flash dies that supply the storage. To reach our bandwidth target of 5 gigabytes a second, we ended up with a 12-channel interface. 8 channels wouldn't be enough. The resulting bandwidth we've achieved is actually 5.5 gigabytes a second. With a 12-channel interface, the most natural size that emerges
just over twice
for an
the size of what
SSD
the Series X does without its compression.
825 gigabytes. The key question for us was, is that enough? I mean,
It's
it's
pretty
tempting
fast
to add more, but Flash certainly doesn't come cheap, and we have a responsibility to our gaming audience to be cost-effective with regards to what we put in the console. Ultimately, we resolved this question by looking at the play patterns of a broad range of gamers. We examined the specific games that they were playing over the course of a weekend or a week or a month, and whether that set of games would fit properly on the SSD. We were able to establish that the friction caused by reinstalls or redownloads would be quite low, and so we locked in on that 825 gigabyte size, while also preparing multiple strategies so that those who want more storage can add it.
Did he
I'll
just
go
say,
through the details in a moment.
Did you say 825?
Back to the Flash
What?
controller. On the other side, it connects to our main custom chip via 4 lanes of Gen 4 PCIe. And inside the main custom chip is a pretty hefty unit dedicated to I/O. Before we talk about what that does, let's talk compression for a moment. PlayStation 4 used
That's going to look weird on the outside of the box.
We decided to use it again on PlayStation 5, but on my 2017 tour of developers, I learned about a new format called Kraken from Rad Game Tools. It's like zlib's smarter cousin. Simple, similar types of algorithms, but about 10% better compression, which is pretty big. That means 10% more game on the UHD Blu-ray disc or on the SSD. Kraken had only been out for a year, but it was already becoming a de facto industry standard. Half of the teams I talked to were either using it or getting ready to evaluate it.
I think this is going to be $4.99 is what it'll end up being at this point.
Built a custom decompressor into the I/O unit, one capable of handling over 5 gigabytes of Kraken format input data a second. After decompression, that typically becomes 8 or 9 gigabytes, but the unit itself is capable of outputting as much as 22 gigabytes a second if the data happen to compress particularly well. By the way, in terms of performance, that custom decompressor equates to 9 of our Zen 2 cores. That's what it would take to decompress the Kraken stream with a conventional CPU.
GPU, CPU,
There's a lot
IO.
more in the custom I/O unit.
They've put a lot
dedicated
into this
DMA
SSD.
controller. The game can direct exactly where it wants to send the data coming off of the SSD. This equates to another Zen 2 core or 2 in terms of its copy performance. Its primary purpose is to remove check-in as a bottleneck. There's 2 dedicated I/O coprocessors and a large RAM pool.
Jeez.
These aren't Zen 2 cores. They're there principally to direct the variety of custom hardware around them. One of the coprocessors is dedicated to SSD I/O. This lets us bypass traditional file I/O and its bottlenecks when reading from the SSD. The other is responsible for memory mapping, which I know doesn't sound like anything related to the SSD, but a lot of developers map and remap memory as part of file I/O, and this too can become a bottleneck. There are coherency engines to assist the coprocessors. Coherency comes up a lot in places. Probably the biggest coherency issue is stale data in the GPU caches. Flushing all of the GPU caches whenever the SSD is read is an unattractive option. It could really hurt the GPU performance. So we've implemented a gentler way of doing things, where the coherency engines inform the GPU of the overwritten address ranges, and custom scrubbers in several dozen GPU caches do pinpoint evictions of just those address ranges. The best thing is, as a game developer, when you read from the SSD, you don't need to know any of this. You don't even need to know that your data is compressed. You just indicate what data you'd like to read from your original uncompressed file and where you'd like to put it, and the whole process of loading it
if the differences in SSD speed are really going to be that big of a deal.
Back to the dream. Thanks to all of that surrounding hardware, our 5.5 gigabytes a second really should translate into something like 100 times faster I/O than PS4 and allow the dream of no load screens and super fast streaming to become a reality.
Gigabytes.
Having said that, expandability of our SSD is going to be quite important. Flash is costly, and you may very well want to add storage to whatever we put in the console. Now, the kind of storage you need depends on how you're going to use it. If you have an extensive PlayStation 4 library and you'd like to take advantage of backwards compatibility to play those games on PlayStation 5, then a large external hard drive is ideal. You can leave your games on the hard drive and play them directly from there,
we heard about the
thus
Series X
saving
doing
the
as well.
pricier SSD storage for your PlayStation 5 titles, or you can copy your active PlayStation 4 titles to the SSD. If your purpose in adding more storage is to play PlayStation 5 titles, though, ideally you would add to your SSD storage. we will be supporting certain M2 SSDs. These are internal drives that you can get on the open market and install in a bay in the PlayStation 5.
Interesting. So they're going to have a
As
separate
for
bay
which
that you
ones we
pop it
support
into.
and when, I'll get to that in a moment. They connect through the custom I/O unit, just like our SSD does. So they can take full advantage of the decompression, I/O coprocessors.
Wait, so we're going to be able to use
all the other
M.2s?
features I was talking about. Here's the catch,
Probably
though. That commercial
branded
drive has to
and-
be at least
Yep.
as fast as ours. Games that rely on the speed of our SSD need to work flawlessly with any M2 drive. When I gave the Wired interview last year, I said that the PlayStation 5 SSD was faster than anything available on PC. At the time, commercial M2 drives used PCIe 3.0, and 4 lanes of that cap out at 3.5 gigabytes a second. In other words, no PCIe 3.0 drive can hit the required spec. M2 drives with PCIe 4.0 are now out in the market.
Oh, okay.
We're getting our samples and seeing 4 or 5 gigabytes a second from
They're
them.
going to sell their
By
own.
year's end, I expect there will be drives that saturate 4.0 and support 7 gigabytes a second. Having said that, we are comparing apples and oranges, though, because that commercial M2 drive will have its own architecture, its own flash controller, and so on. For example, the NVMe specification lays out a priority scheme for requests that the M2 drives can use. And that scheme is pretty nice, but it only has 2 true priority levels. Our drive supports 6. We can hook up a drive with only 2 priority levels, definitely, but our custom I/O unit has to arbitrate the extra priorities rather than the M2 drive's flash controller. And so the M2 drive needs a little extra speed to take care of issues arising from the different approach. That commercial drive also needs to physically fit inside of the bay we created in PlayStation 5 for M2 drives. Unlike internal hard drives, there's unfortunately no standard for the height of an M2 drive, and some M2 drives have giant heat sinks. In fact, some of them even have their own fans. Right now, we're getting M2 drive samples and benchmarking them in various ways. When games hit beta as they get ready for the PlayStation 5 launch at year-end, we'll also be doing some compatibility testing to make sure that the architecture of particular M2 drives isn't too foreign for the games.
So they're going to give us a list of M2s
Once we've
to
done
use.
that compatibility testing, we should be able to start letting you know which drives will
Oh,
physically
that's
fit
going to be fun.
and which drive samples have benchmarked appropriately high in our testing. It would be great if that happened by launch, but it's likely to be a bit past it. So please hold off on getting that M2 drive until you hear from us.
Well,
Okay,
I guess I know what
back
we'll be
to our
testing in a Tech
principles.
Wave.
Balancing evolution and revolution.
What M2
is the
do you
second
buy
theme.
for your
This was definitely a
PlayStation
recurring
5?
theme with the GPU. We need new GPU features and capabilities. If we only have more performance, it's not really a new generation of console. Of course, many of these capabilities result in more performance. That's part of why a PlayStation 5 teraflop is more powerful than a PlayStation 4 teraflop. But we aren't just looking for the performance. We also need the ability to do something with the GPU that could not have been done before. And we need higher performance per watt. Every time we double the performance of some GPU component, we don't want to find out we've doubled the power consumed and the heat produced. But at the same time, we have to make sure the GPU can run PS4 games, and we have to ensure that the architecture is easy for the developers to adopt. Now, backwards compatibility was handled masterfully by AMD. They treated it as a key need throughout the design process. As our solution to adding new features without blindsiding developers, we made sure that if there were new significant features, it would be optional to use them. The GPU supports ray tracing, but you don't have to use ray tracing to make your game. The GPU supports primitive shaders, but you can release your first game on PlayStation 5 without making any use of them. Before I get into the capabilities of the GPU, I'd like to make clear 2 points that can be quite confusing. First, we have a custom AMD GPU based on their RDNA 2 technology. What does that mean? AMD is continuously improving and revising their tech. For RDNA 2, their goals were, roughly speaking, to reduce power consumption by re-architecting the GPU to put data close to where it's needed, to optimize the GPU for performance, and to add a new, more advanced feature set. But that feature set is malleable, which is to say that we have our own needs for PlayStation, and that can factor into what the AMD roadmap becomes. So collaboration is born. If we bring concepts to AMD that are felt to be widely useful, then they can be adopted into RDNA 2 and used broadly, including in PC GPUs. If the ideas are sufficiently specific to what we're trying to accomplish, like the GPU cache scrubbers I was talking about, then they end up being just for us. If you see a similar discrete GPU available as a PC card at roughly the same time as we release our console, that means our collaboration with AMD succeeded in producing technology useful in both worlds. It doesn't mean that we as Sony simply incorporated the PC part into our console. This continuous improvement in AMD technology means it's dangerous to rely on teraflops as an absolute indicator of performance. And CU count should be avoided as well.
Oh boy.
In the case of CPUs, we all understand
I think he's building to a certain teraflop number that people aren't going to be
each
too
have
excited
8
about.
CPUs, but we never think that meant the capabilities and performance are equal. It's the same for CUs. For one thing, they've been getting much larger over time. Adding new features means adding lots of transistors. In fact, the transistor count for a PlayStation 5 CU is 62% larger than the transistor count for a PlayStation 4 CU. Second, the PlayStation 5 GPU is backwards compatible with PlayStation 4. What does that mean? One way you can achieve backwards compatibility is to put the previous console's chipset.
We saw that. We
console,
did that this
like
past
we did
weekend,
with some
remember?
PlayStation 3s. But that's, of course, extremely expensive. A better way is to incorporate any differences in the previous console's logic into the new console's custom chips, meaning that even as the technology evolves, the logic and feature set that PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 4 Pro titles rely on is still available in backwards compatibility modes. One advantage of this strategy is that once backwards compatibility is in the console, it's in. It's not as if a cost down will remove backwards compatibility like it did on PlayStation 3. Achieving this unification of functionality took years of efforts by AMD, as any roadmap advancement creates a potential divergence in logic.
10.28 teraflops.
Running PS4 and PS4 titles at boosted frequencies has also added
being thrown around
complexity.
online right now.
The boost is truly massive this time around, and some game code just can't handle it. Testing has to be done on a title-by-title basis. Results are excellent, though. We recently took a look at the top 100 PlayStation 4 titles
Eurogamer
as ranked
posted
by
early.
Playtime, and we're expecting almost all of them to be playable at launch on PlayStation 5.
Oh, that's good. So all your PS4 games will be
With
playable.
regards to new features, as I said, our strategy was to try to break new ground, but at the same time not to require use of the new GPU capability.
I mean, they got over 10 teraflops. That's probably good enough for a lot of people.
GPUs have imposed a restriction on game engines. Software handles vertex processing, but for the most part, dedicated hardware is responsible for the triangles and other geometry that the vertices form. That means it's not possible to do basic optimizations, such as avoiding processing of a vertex if all geometry that uses it is off-screen. PlayStation 5 has a new unit called the Geometry Engine, which brings handling of triangles and other primitives under full programmatic control. As a game developer, you're free to ignore its existence and use the PlayStation 5 GPU as if it were no more capable than the PS4 GPU, or you can use this new intelligence in various ways. Simple usage could be performance optimization, such as removing backfaced or off-screen vertices and triangles. More complex usage involves something called primitive shaders, which allow the game to synthesize geometry on the fly as it's being rendered. It's a brand new capability. Using primitive shaders on PlayStation 5 will allow for a broad variety of techniques, including smoothly varying level of detail, addition of procedural detail to close-up objects, and improvements to particle effects and other visual special effects. Another major new feature of our custom RDNA 2-based GPU is ray tracing, using the same strategy as AMD's upcoming PC GPUs. The CUs contain a new specialized unit called the intersection engine, which can calculate the intersection of rays with boxes and triangles. To use the intersection engine, first you build what is called an acceleration structure. It's data in RAM that contains all of your geometry. There's a specific set of formats you can use. They're variations on the same BVH concept. Then, in your shader program, you use a new instruction that asks the intersection engine to check a ray against the BVH. While the intersection engine is processing the requested ray triangle or ray box intersections, the shaders are free to do other work. Having said that, the ray tracing instruction is pretty memory intensive, so it's a good mix with logic-heavy code. There's of course no need to use ray tracing. PS4 graphics engines will run just fine on PlayStation 5, but it presents an opportunity for those interested. I'm thinking it'll take less than 1 million rays a second to have a big impact on audio. That should be enough for audio occlusion and some reverb calculations. With a bit more of the GPU invested in ray tracing, it should be possible to do some very nice global illumination. Having said that, adding ray-traced shadows and reflections to a traditional graphics engine could easily take hundreds of millions of rays a second, and full ray tracing could take billions. How far can we go? I'm starting to get quite bullish. I've already seen a PlayStation 5 title that's successfully using ray tracing-based reflections in complex animated scenes with only modest costs.
You should show it.
Another set of issues for the GPU involved size and frequency.
Okay.
How big do we make the GPU, and what frequency do we run it at? This is a balancing act. The chip has a cost, and there's a cost for whatever we use to supply that chip with power and to cool it. In general, I like running the GPU at higher frequency. Let me show you why. Here's 2 possible configurations for a GPU roughly of the level of the PlayStation 4 Pro.
Oh my gosh.
This is a thought experiment. Don't take these configurations too seriously. If you just calculate teraflops, you get the same number. But actually, the performance is noticeably different because teraflops is defined as the computational capability of the vector ALU. That's just one part of the GPU. There are a lot of other units. And those other units all run faster when the GPU frequency is higher. At 33% higher frequency, rasterization goes 33% faster. Processing the command buffer goes that much faster. The L2 and other caches have that much higher bandwidth, and so on. About the only downside is that system memory is 33% further away in terms of cycles. But the large number of benefits more than counterbalance that. As a friend of mine says, a rising tide lifts all boats. Also, it's easier to fully use 36 CUs in parallel than it is to fully use 48 CUs. When triangles are small, it's much harder to fill all those CUs with useful work. So there's a lot to be said for faster, assuming you can handle the resulting power and heat issues, which frankly, we haven't always done the best job at.
Nope, you have
Part of the
not.
reason for that is, historically, our process for setting CPU and GPU frequencies has relied on some heavy-duty guesswork with regards to how much electrical power games will consume and how much heat will be produced as a result inside of the console.
My PS4 Pro
Power
sounds like a
consumption
jet
varies
engine
a
half the
lot
time.
from game to game. When I play God of War on my PS4 Pro, I know the power consumption is high just by the fan noise.
See?
But power isn't simply
Not just
about
me.
engine quality. It's about the minutia of what's being displayed and how. It's counterintuitive, but processing dense geometry typically consumes less power than processing simple geometry, which is, I suspect, why Horizon's map screen, with its low triangle count, makes my PS4 Pro heat up so much. Our process on previous consoles has been to try to guess what the maximum power consumption during the entire console lifetime might be, which is to say, the worst case scene in the worst case game, and prepare a cooling solution that we think will be quiet at that power level.
Okay.
If we get it right, fan noise is minimal.
I hope
If we get it wrong,
that's one of the
console
focuses
will
for
be
this
quite
system.
loud for the higher power games, and there's even a chance that it might overheat and shut down if we misestimate power too badly. PlayStation 5 is especially challenging because the CPU supports 256-bit native instructions that consume a lot of power. These are great here and there, but presumably only minimally used. Or are they? If we plan for major 256-bit instruction usage, we need to set the CPU clock substantially lower or noticeably increase the size of the power supply and fan.
Yeah, I want to see
So,
what...
after much discussion, we decided to go with a very different direction on PlayStation 5. We built a GPU with 36 CUs. Mind you, RDNA 2 CUs are large. Each has 62% more transistors than the CUs we were using on PlayStation 4. So if we compare transistor counts, 36 RDNA 2 CUs equates to roughly 58 PlayStation 4 CUs. It is a fairly sizable GPU. Then we went with a variable frequency strategy for PlayStation 5, which is to say we continuously run the GPU and CPU in boost mode. We supply a generous amount of electrical power,
it's doing the same
and
thing
then
that
increase the
Microsoft's
frequency
doing
of
with Series
GPU
X.
and CPU until they reach the capabilities of the system's cooling solution. It's a completely different paradigm. Rather than running at constant frequency and letting power vary based on the workload, we run at essentially constant power and let the frequency vary based on the workload. We then tackled the engineering challenge of a cost-effective and high-performance cooling solution designed for that specific power level. In some ways, it becomes a simpler problem because there are no more unknowns. There's no need to guess what power consumption the worst-case game might have. As for the details of the cooling solution, we're saving them for our teardown. I think you'll be quite happy with what the engineering team came up with.
Wait, teardown. When's teardown?
So how fast can we run the GPU
I'll
and
come out there and
CPU
help
with
out,
this
Sony.
strategy? The
Invite me
simplest
out.
approach would be to look at the actual
try not to break
temperature
anything.
of the silicon die and throttle the frequency on that basis. But that won't work. It fails to create a consistent PlayStation 5 experience. It wouldn't do to run a console slower simply because it was in a hot room. So rather than look at the actual temperature of the silicon die, we look at the activities that the GPU and CPU are performing and set the frequencies on that basis, which makes everything deterministic and repeatable. While we're at it, we also use AMD's Smart Shift technology and send any unused power from the CPU to the GPU so it can squeeze out a few more pixels. The benefits of this strategy are quite large. Running a GPU at 2 gigahertz was looking like an unreachable target with the old fixed frequency strategy.
Yeah, they were below.
With
They're
this
like,
new
what, 1.8?
paradigm, we're able to run way over that. In fact, we
1X?
have to cap the GPU frequency at 2.23 gigahertz so that we
Or
can
Series X,
guarantee that the
1.8.
on-chip logic operates properly.
It's pretty good.
36
10.3
CUs at
teraflops.
2.23 gigahertz is 10.3 teraflops, and we expect the GPU to spend most of its time at or close to that frequency and performance. Similarly, running the CPU at 3 gigahertz was causing headaches
So the
with the
GPU
old
runs at a
strategy.
higher frequency
But now
than
we
the
can run
Series
it
X.
as high as 3.5 gigahertz. In fact, it spends
And the
most
CPU
of its
runs
time
at a
that
lower
frequency.
frequency. That's interesting.
That
the
doesn't
Series
mean
X.
all games will be running at 2.23 gigahertz and 3.5 gigahertz. When that worst-case game arrives, it will run at a lower clock speed, but not too much lower. To reduce power by 10%, it only takes a couple of percent reduction in frequency, so I'd expect any downclocking to be pretty minor. All things considered, the change to a variable frequency approach will show significant gains for PlayStation gamers. The final of our 3 principles was about finding new dreams.
I don't think it's going to be that big.
Important for us on
Like
the
it's what,
hardware team to
1.7
find
teraflop?
new
I don't think it's
ways
going to be that
to
big of a
expand
difference, to be
or
honest with
deepen
that, the Series
gaming.
X, based
And
on what they're
that's led
explaining
us
here.
to a focus on 3D audio. As players, we experience the game through the visuals, through audio, and through the feedback we receive from the controller, such as rumble or haptics. Personally, I feel a game is just dead without audio. Visuals are, of course, important, but the impact of audio is huge as well. At the same time, the audio team on a game project has to do a lot with a little. For example, on PlayStation
I figured as long
4,
as they
there's
get
fierce
over 10,
competition
they'd be
for the
fine.
Jaguar CPU
And then
cores. Audio typically ends up
They
getting
explain
just a
quite a bit
fraction
with
of a core.
frequency and their SSD.
That's
I
not
think they'll end up
much
being
of
all
a
right.
computational resource, particularly when you consider that the visuals run at 30 or 60 frames a second, but audio processing needs to happen at almost 200 times a second. So it's been tough going making forward progress on audio with PlayStation 4, particularly when PlayStation 3 was such a beast
Oh
when it
gosh,
came
don't
to
show
audio.
that thing.
The SPUs in Cell were almost a perfect device for audio rendering. Simple pipelined algorithms could really take advantage of asynchronous DMA and frequently reached 100% utilization of the floating point unit. There's unfortunately nothing comparable on PlayStation 4. Probably the most dramatic progress in the PlayStation 4 generation has been with virtual reality. The PSVR hardware has its own audio unit. It supports about 50 pretty decent 3D sound sources. And this provided a hint as to where we could go with audio, as well as some valuable experience. Not to oversimplify, but here were our goals for audio on PlayStation 5. The first goal was great audio for everyone,
Oh, good.
not just VR users or soundbar owners or headphone users. That meant audio had to be part of the console. It couldn't be a peripheral. The second goal was to support hundreds of sound sources. We didn't want developers to have to pick and choose what sounds would get 3D effects and which wouldn't. We wanted every sound in the game to have dimensionality. And finally, we wanted to really take on the challenges of presence and locality. Now, when we say presence, we mean the feeling that you're actually there. You've entered the matrix. It's not, of course, something we thought we could perfectly achieve, but the idea was that if we stopped using just a rain sound and instead used lots of 3D audio sources for raindrops hitting the ground at all sorts of locations around you, then at some point your brain would take a leap and you'd begin to have this feeling.
I think that'll work really well for VR.
Of real presence inside the virtual world of the game. This has the capacity to affect your appreciation of the game, just like music in a game does. The concept of locality is simpler. It's just your sense of where the audio is coming from, to the right of you, behind you, above you. This can immerse you further in the game, and it can also directly enhance the gameplay. To use Dead Space as an example,
Don't do that.
Old school.
Don't do that.
You're fighting enemies in fairly dark, spooky locations. Back in the day, if you played the game using the TV speakers, you could tell that there was one last enemy growling and hunting you down, but it was difficult to tell quite where that enemy was. With headphones, you could tell that the enemy was somewhere on the right, which let you deduce, if you couldn't see it, that it must be somewhere behind and to your right.
Well, like Call of Duty, we've always had the footsteps you can hear.
Locality, the idea is you know the enemy is precisely there, and you turn and you take it out. So, how do we know where a sound is coming from in the first place? Well, all those bumps and folds in the ear have a meaning, evolutionarily speaking. Based on what direction the sound is coming from, sound waves bounce around inside the ear, there's some constructive and destructive interference, and the result is a change in volume. The phase of the sound also shifts, depending on what path the sound wave took to reach the ear canal. These volume changes and phase shifts are different for each direction and also vary depending on the frequency of the sound. Head size and head shape also impact the sound in a similar
Does
fashion.
Sony still make Vios?
The way that the sound changes based on direction and frequency can be encoded in a table called the Head-Related Transfer Function, or HRTF. Here's part of one. The vertical axis is the frequency. The horizontal axis is the direction, front, back, left, right, and the color gives the degree of attenuation of the sound at that frequency. The HRTF is as unique to an individual as a fingerprint is. In fact, you're looking at mine right now. Here's how we measure an HRTF. We've taken hundreds of people through this process. We put a microphone in the subject's left and right.
Have you ever been in one of those rooms before where it's like super quiet with like all of those fins?
In the middle of an array of 22 speakers. We then play an audio
weird feeling in those
from
rooms.
Each speaker as we rotate the subject. In the course of 10 or 20 minutes, we're able to sample the HRTF at over 1,000 locations. Using an HRTF when rendering audio creates unparalleled quality, but it's computationally expensive. The simplest way to use an HRTF is to process a sound source to make it appear as if it's coming from one of those 1,000 locations we sample. Unfortunately, the processing has to be done in frequency domain rather than time domain, so there's multiple fast Fourier transforms needed for every sound source for every audio tick. That's a lot of multiplies. This computational complexity was the determining factor for our strategy. It meant we had to bite the bullet and design and build a custom hardware unit for 3D audio. Collectively, we're referring to the hardware unit and the proprietary algorithms we run on it as Tempest 3D Audio Tech. The meaning of 3D audio and technology should be pretty obvious here. As for Tempest, I feel it really reflects our goals with audio. It suggests a certain intensity of experience and also hints at your presence within it. We're calling the hardware unit that we built the Tempest engine. It's based on AMD's GPU technology. We modified a compute unit in such a way as to make it very close to the SPUs in PlayStation 3.
When they talked about
remember when I said that they were ideal for
system
audio?
Would get?
So the Tempest engine
I'm starting
has
to think
no
the PS5
caches, just like an SPU.
It's going to look weird.
All data access is via DMA.
Like
just
whenever they
like
do
an
show
SPU.
it?
Our target was that it would have
Maybe
more
closer to
power
when
than
E3 was going to be.
CPU, thanks to the parallelism that a GPU
Maybe it's a
can achieve,
tower like
and that
the
it would
Series
be more
X.
efficient than our GPU thanks to the SPU-like architecture. The goal being to make possible near 100% utilization of the CU's vector units. Where we ended up is a unit with roughly the same SIMD power and bandwidth as all 8 Jaguar cores in the PlayStation 4 combined. If we were to use the same algorithms as PSVR, that's enough for something like 5,000 sound sources. But of course, we want to use more complex algorithms, and we don't need anything like
Oh,
that
I think
sounds.
audio for this thing is gonna be crazy
It
for
would
VR.
have been wonderful if a simpler strategy.
I'm
such
curious
as
if people who
using
just use their
Dolby
TV will be able
Atmos
to tell,
peripherals
but-
could have achieved our goals, but we wanted 3D audio for all, not just those with licensed soundbars or the like. Also, we wanted many hundreds of sound sources, not just the 32 that Atmos supports. And finally, we wanted to be able to throw an overwhelming amount of processing power at the problem, and it wasn't clear what any peripheral might have inside of it. In fact, with the Tempest engine, we've even got enough power that we can allocate some to the games, to the extent that games want to make use of convolution reverb and other algorithms that are either computationally expensive or need high bandwidth. But the primary purpose of the Tempest engine remains 3D audio. Now, 3D audio is a major academic research topic. It's safe to say that no one in the world has all of the answers. And the set of algorithms that has to be invented, tuned, or implemented to realize our vision for 3D audio is immense. For example, use of HRTFs in games is quite complex. Before, I talked about making a sound source appear as if it's coming from one of those 1,000 HRTF sample locations. But for high-quality 3D game audio, we have to handle other possibilities. The sound source might not be at one of the 1,000 HRTF sample locations, so we have to blend the HRTF data from the closest locations that we have sampled. The sound source might be moving, which needs very special handling as that blend keeps changing, and that can cause phase artifacts in the resulting audio. Or the sound source might have a size to it, meaning it should feel as if it's coming from an area rather than a single point. There's also whole categories of approaches to be handled. 3D audio can be implemented using individual processing of 3D sound sources. But alternatively, ambisonics can be used for 3D audio. Ambisonics being somewhat like the spherical harmonics used in computer graphics. And finally, there's audio devices.
I have to
the
look
player
at that
might be
to
using
see if
headphones or
I
TV
thought Vio
speakers
would be.
or have a
they were
higher-end
gone, or
surround
Sony got
sound
rid of
setup
them.
with 6 or
Got
more
a Vio
speakers,
laptop up there.
all of which need different approaches. That's a lot of variations. It's nice to have the computational resources of the Tempest engine, but it's clear that achieving our ultimate goals with 3D audio is going to be a multi-year, step-by-step process. Having said that, headphone audio implementation is largely complete at this time. It was a natural place for us to start. With headphones, we control exactly what each ear hears, and therefore the algorithmic development and implementation are more straightforward. For TV speakers and stereo
I'm curious
speakers,
how
we're in
this-
the process of implementing virtual surround sound.
All
The
right.
idea being that if you're sitting in a sweet
I'm
spot
curious
in
how
front of the
TV speakers is gonna work.
then the sound can be made to feel as if it's coming from any direction, even behind you. Virtual surround sound has a lot in common with 3D audio on headphones, but it's more complex because
I'll have to
the
see that
left
to
ear
believe
can
it.
hear the right speaker and vice versa. We have a basic implementation of virtual surround sound up and running. We're now looking at increasing the size of that sweet spot, which is to say, making the area you need to be in to feel the 3D effect larger. And we're also
Is
working
that like
to boost the sense of
the
locality.
3DS where you had to be in like the exact
Headphone
spot to
audio
see the
is
3D?
the current gold
But
standard
that's just for
3D
audio with
on
Sony.
PlayStation 5. But we're going to see what we can do to bring virtual surround sound to a similar level, after which we'll start in on setups with more speakers, such as 6-channel surround sound. It's now to the point where some of the PlayStation 5 games in development are extensively using these systems. One of the game demos allows you to toggle between conventional PlayStation 4 style stereo audio and our new 3D audio. I listened with just an ordinary pair of over-the-ear headphones, and wow, I could feel a difference. 3D audio has that dimensional feel to it. Conventional stereo audio feels smashed flat by comparison. The improvement is obvious.
That's something you have to help.
So,
you have to show
a big
somebody though. Like you
advancement,
gotta.
But have I entered the matrix? Does my brain believe I'm
why do you keep
really
saying
there?
that?
Like I was talking about earlier when I explained our target of presence. Well, the answer is no, but you've probably caught on to what's missing here, namely whose HRTF was being used. It wasn't mine, it was the default HRTF. The audio team analyzed the hundreds that they measured and chose the one they felt was the closest fit to the total game playing audience. This shows a piece of the default HRTF on the left and my HRTF on the right. You can see that the general features are much the same, but the details are quite different. With the default HRTF, as I said, the 3D audio sounds pretty great. When I use my HRTF, though, the audio reaches a higher level of realism, which is to say that when using headphones and my HRTF, I occasionally get fooled and even think a sound is coming from the real world when it's actually coming from the game. A corollary to this is that there are a few people whose HRTFs are sufficiently far from the default HRTF, that's the red dot here, that they can toggle between PS4 style and PS5 style audio and not sense much difference. I've had a few people describe the PlayStation 5's 3D audio as sounding like a bit better stereo audio. Presumably they're the ones at the very edges of this diagram. Which means what HRTF you're using is key. I'd like everyone to be able to experience what I'm experiencing, but obviously it's not possible to measure the HRTF of every PlayStation user. That means HRTF selection and synthesis are going to be big topics going forward as the Tempest technology matures. At PlayStation 5 launch, we'll be offering a choice of 5 HRTFs. There's a simple test where you pick the one that gives you the best locality. That's just the first step, though. This is an open-ended research topic. Maybe you'll be sending us a photo of your ear, and we'll choose a neural network to pick the closest HRTF.
Yeah, it's not weird. This seems
Maybe
like
you'll be sending us a video
something
of your ears
that's going to
and your head, and we'll make a 3D model of them and synthesize the HRTF. Maybe you'll play an audio game to tune your HRTF. We'll be subtly changing it as you play and home in on the HRTF that gives you the highest score, meaning that it matches you the best. This is a journey we'll all be taking together.
Yeah, this seems like something that's going to be
ultimately, we're committing to enabling everyone to experience
updated as the
that
PS5
next
goes
level
along.
of realism. Hopefully, I've been able to illustrate a bit about our design and decision-making process today and why PlayStation 5 has the feature set that it does. Now comes the fun part. We get to see how the development community takes advantage of that feature set. I'm hoping for the completely unexpected. Will it come from audio, ray tracing, the capabilities of the SSD, or something else? I guess we'll find out soon enough. Thank you for your time today.
Thank you. Oh, man. Well, that was fun. Is that the... It seems like the people over on the PlayStation channel didn't have a lot of fun there. What they talked about was for developers. This is from GDC, so I think most people should have understood that. But he certainly did not use any visual aids. We'll say that when it comes to using, like that Spider-Man demo that they used for the shareholders at one point, that would have made sense to show because it showed the load times being cut down. But it looks like Sony's approach here with the PlayStation 5 is not raw power like what Microsoft is trying to do with their 12.1 teraflops. Sony is doing 10.3 teraflops apparently, and they're doing so at a higher frequency with the GPU and then a lower frequency with the CPU and less CUs overall, or compute units. But they are going for a much faster SSD, one that has what seems to be 5.5 gigabytes per second, which is very, very fast. If you compare it to the Series X, which was, 2.5, and then through their own compression got it up to like 4.5. Yeah, the SSD in the PlayStation 5 is significantly faster, but I'm curious how that will play out with developers and what that will do for them. But it sounds like one of the big takeaways is that they are trying to eliminate load times and the bottlenecks of a slow hard drive in the system as like one of their main focuses. And they sat there and talked about audio for a while, and the audio stuff, the way they're making it sounds like they still have a lot to work on with that. Like, it's going to come out with headphones being ready to go, but like everything else sounds like it's a work in progress even after the system releases. And they have their size for the SSD is 825 gigabytes. That seems like something that's going to be a little harder to market. I'm thinking about that. That means on the outside of the box, it's going to say like 825 gigabytes. That seems strange. They really are trying to cut like cost. Like, they really must be up against it. So it's interesting. Let me go to so that was an interesting reveal for the tech side of it, but Cerny, he is definitely a very calm person, we'll say, when he presents this stuff. But yeah, 10.3 teraflops versus the 12.1 for the Series X. On that regard, the Series X, yeah, would have the advantage there. Now, neither of these systems have shown brand new games yet, other than, I guess, Microsoft showed Hellblade 2 with its in-engine stuff. But at this point, we just need to see some games. Like, we know how powerful they are technically. We know what each one's advantage is over the other, which Microsoft has the raw compute power. Sony has this super fast SSD. Both are backwards compatible, at least with last generation. The Xbox Series X is backwards compatible all the way to the first generation Xbox. They did not mention PS3, PS2, or PS1 here. I don't know if that's a reveal later or something, but all those people who are saying that could be one of the big things, I'm not seeing it right now. So this seems like a good time to explain how they would have done it too. And man, that's I think this is still going to be a $500 system. I don't think this is a $400 console. If it is, that'd be impressive. Like, if it's over 10 teraflops and it's $400, that would be impressive. I think it's a $500 system though. But when I saw the 825 gigabyte number, that was weird. Or yeah, gigabyte number, that was so strange. That's such a weird amount of storage. And that to me is just them cutting costs. Like, they're like, all right, this is the best we can do at 500. Hard to say. Let me jump over to the to super chats here, so I can pull that up, because there were a lot that were coming through as we were watching. Let's see. Starting from the top here, Joe DiMartino with $5. Thank you, Joe. Oh, I see. Okay. Tesla Volta Games had a prediction. I think PS5 will not be as powerful as Series X, but it will have backwards compatibility and larger storage out of the box. It is going to be less storage technically, but it will have backwards compatibility. According to Mark Cerny, he said all PS4 games will work day one. So that's good. That's good. Matthew Dominguez says all PS5s come with a pack of toilet paper and Purell. That's how you sell it. You pack that in. Wild Fox says his voice is so calming. Yeah, Mark Cerny is a very, we'll say, calm individual. Andrew Borowski with a bunch of Z's says this guy should record bedtime stories. Swag Veek says, dude, this guy sounds like my college professor. Yeah, Mark Cerny does sound like a college professor. He definitely sounded like a lecture with him at the front of the class there. Michael Looper says PS5 ASMR. Some nobody says, wait, this is a GDC Presso. What the heck? Yeah, it's what they were going to do for GDC for the PS5 reveal to developers. Pugmaster the Supreme says, I feel like Deadpool is telling me about the PS5. Mr. Job says this is just a more boring lecture on SSDs. Hey, I will say the SSD that's in that PS5 is pretty ridiculous if you look at the speeds of it. So the part that really gets me though is that they're going to rely on us to find our own M.2s. Well, they're going to tell us about some to use. That seems like a whole thing. Like, people are going to have to figure that out. Can you imagine parents, like a mom and a dad, going to pick a PS5 up for Christmas, and then they're told that they have to go buy an M.2 at Best Buy or something? Oof. Sony's going to have to license them or something, or figure something out there. Some nobody says this thing is over $500. It's over for Sony. I think it'll be $500 straight up, like $499.9. I think is their target. The DMs can't wait to fit 2 games on my PS5. That is the interesting part here. As Mark Cerny did explain, duplicate files will be eliminated. So he kind of alluded to being able to fit more of the game on the Blu-ray disc itself, as opposed to having large patches and things, day one downloads and all this stuff. It sounds like file sizes will technically shrink from what developers know them as now, which is that's exciting. Steel Knuckles says, saving you guys a boring video, PS5 is trash. Hey, we haven't even seen the PS5. We don't even know what the PS5 looks like. He alluded to them trying to figure out a cooling solution for it, which got me kind of interested because it sounded like it's not going to be a typical cooling solution, I guess. So I don't know. I'm going to be interested in that one. I remember we had that one article come out from Bloomberg that said that they actually spent some money on that heatsink. So, could be interesting to see what they come up with. It's Cool says Sony watched too many Xbox versus PS4 loading videos. Hey, you know what? If we can get rid of loading, startup times, and patches that take forever, that actually would be a big deal for a lot of people, considering we waste minutes at a time just waiting for a game to start, and that adds up over the course of a year or even a full console generation. I mean, at the end of we could eliminate 100 hours of load time by the end of the generation. That'd be pretty cool. Angry Clank says, if you're bored, leave. Bishop of Bath and Wells says, so the SoC is chiplets, Series X is monolithic. It's one big chip, and then inside, like, people X-ray it, and you can see inside, and a lot of time, that's kind of what they were showing there, where like, oh, here's the CPU, here's the GPU, and all of this stuff that's in there, and then their I/O processors in there as well. Koopa Slayer says, tell Austin Powers to reveal the PS5 already. Adam Anderson with $1. Some nobody says, so you did all this for nothing and got leapfrogged. No, we got to see some of the PS5 stuff here. We got it. Everyone wanted a teraflop number, and we got it. 10.3 teraflop, 16 gigabytes of GDDR6. The Insane Mentalist said, wait a minute. For an architecture and cost of unique approach, unique features, that reeks of PS3's cell. That does not bode well for PS5 if it stays like this. So I think at least this isn't as bad as, like, the PS3. That chip was a disaster for developers to work with. It was powerful if you actually, like, were able to get as much out of it as you could, but it was also very costly to spend that much time developing for that chip. This is still AMD, and it's going to be a much more straightforward development process from what we've heard. Koopa Slayer said, watch them not even show the system. You would be right. The Insane Mentalist does a lot of flops, my dude. Alec with 99 cents. Some nobody says, I literally emailed Sony to tell them to stop this. Big Milo says rip for I guess the PS5. Rio says with $1. Big Milo then says lockdown Mark. Sean Austin says peeps not get memo, but this was about hardware. It was definitely about game development and some of the key categories they were focusing on. We will get that. There will be that presentation where they do games and all of this. I thought they would have shown like that Spider-Man demo to show the load time, but they decided to do. They showed us an image of Dead Space. Like, why? What are you doing? Put that away. don't show Dead Space. That wound is still pretty fresh. Jim says COVID-19 won't kill us. This presentation will. Oh man. I like the Mystery Science Theater 3000 layout. Oh, thank you. Evan actually put this together in like a night. He's very good with this kind of stuff. If people need stream layouts, Evan should start commissioning stream layouts. He's very good at them. Mirror Shield, just with an F. Alan Morton says, being a programmer, this is amazing. I'm sure. I think game developers, programmers, designers, even audio engineers are probably really excited to see this, because there was a lot of amazing stuff there. Just a lot of people wanted to see something with the PS5, right? Like whether it's a system, him picking up a controller to check a game out to I think if he had demonstrated a few of the things, it would have gone over better. The load time specifically. Like if you put up a video of the PS4 trying to load Spider-Man and then the PS5 just zipping right through it, or God of War or Gran Turismo, that would have been, I think, better, just to at least show it. And then people would have been like, oh, wow, that's really fast. All we're doing right now is imagining how fast it is. You know what I mean? So that, I think, would some kind of visual would have helped. Man, those people in the crowd must have been paid really well not to fall asleep. That's from Shay. Andrew Borowski says, pretty tone deaf of Sony to come to the plate with this type of presentation before a general presentation when they know the public is starved for info and watching. Talk about not exciting. I kind of think this GDC presentation was, I don't even know if it was supposed to be broadcasted like this. I almost wonder if this was supposed to mostly be like a behind closed doors, and then press would then take it and report on it. But because GDC did not happen, they decided we will just put it up as a premiere, and that way these developers can go back and watch it on their own time or hang out here and watch it. This was certainly meant for developers. Absolutely. And we may not have seen it if GDC happened. So think about it this way. It's an interesting look into what GDC will give developers. So if you are an aspiring developer, you'll probably end up seeing a lot of these keynotes in the future. Okay. If you really want to become a developer. So, Arcade Perfect Review says, remember when Switch was revealed and it was just people having fun for 2 minutes? Looks like the opposite here. Yeah. I mean, I would hold off, on that reflection until, the PS5 itself is revealed with like games and all this stuff, like we would expect something like E3 to show it, for example. Poltergeist TX says, I'll take the red pill. Jim says, someone get the science teacher off the stage. Chris James says, Mark Cerny has a bright future on PBS. Man. Gosh. Where was I? Oh, okay. Some nobody says, feel like this guy is doing nasty stuff to my ears because he was wanting to take a picture of your ear and 3D print your ear and all this stuff. Leo Aguilar says, I don't think Sony needed to be technical equals Cerny. Radberry Gaming, I'm ready for him to announce that the podium is the PlayStation 5 and that we've been looking at it this whole time. That'd have been a pretty funny reveal. Quakin Boots says, imagine if they came to E3 with this. They definitely wouldn't. This is not something they would show up to E3 with. Conway Fitty says, to everyone complaining about the presentation, it's obvious this is the GDC presentation meant for developers, not for the general gamer. Yeah, like I said, I don't even know if we would have seen this if GDC was canceled. Sunshine says, give me your Cumies, Mark. TVGN 2000 says that blew hard. Crest with a bunch of Z's. Adam says, so can I play Resistance Fall of Man on the PS5 yet? Most likely, no. Or at least as we know it, not right now. We just PS4 games. That's the part that I was like, I thought if they were going to do backwards compatibility, they would have shown it here. And he would have put up all these weird graphics and stuff about how they did it. But nothing. It's just PS4 and PS4 Pro. Rick Rinser says, if you look back at the part where the backwards compatibility was mentioned, you can see they left space on the bottom for more to be added later. They are still trying to work it out, I think. I hope so. I hope that they do eventually show up with at least PS2 and PS1. PS3 would be killer. If they got PS3 games working, that would be amazing. Sokar says, will shrink for multi-parts or shrink with dev input. There you go. So, yeah, I think file sizes will shrink, or they'll be more efficient, and then developers will then load it up with these ridiculously large assets and uncompressed audio and all this stuff. Most likely they'll probably still work to fill up that 100 gigabyte Blu-ray disc, let's be honest. Urban says they are saying 825 gigabytes remaining, 175 gigabytes is system. Bigfoot Avenue says, how's 6 seconds SX versus 3 seconds PS load time a big deal? That's going to be something that's going to be interesting to see. However, they did also point out that the SSD can be used by the system kind of in place of system memory is what he was trying to allude to. So I think it'll be interesting to see what developers can come up with, but we need to see it visualized in the form of a game. Or even a benchmark. A benchmark would have helped. That, I think, we're all trying to imagine this, and it's harder because we haven't seen anything really run on the PS5 at all, whereas we've seen the load time comparisons for the Series X, so we can kind of visualize how much different that'll be. Reflectable Studio says OJ was sleeping halfway through. JT says Microsoft two cons, Sony one con. The Series X has the ability to 2 terabytes more powerful because they can rely on the weaker console at 4 affordability. Sony's one console needs priced right. Yeah, I think so. I think Microsoft can go all out with the Series X because they have the Lockhart in their back pocket. I think that is one of the biggest things they have right now is that. Whereas Sony is most likely coming to the table with one system, and they have to be careful with that pricing. You know what I mean? Like, they can't just do this big blowout and it's $600 and that's it. Because that's what they did with the PS3, and that did not work out. That did not work out. Let me go through. I think there were some also on Streamlabs. I see Dead Ghost Pixels had donated $2. Said any predictions for the PS5 live stream? I remember I had predicted that it would have been a lot of technical jargon and talk, and it was. I did think they would show a demonstration because they even had the TV screen next to them. I thought there would have been more of a visualization next to them. They didn't really ever do that when it came to a game. Like I said, they showed us a picture of a game, and that was it. Wilma with $5. Thank you, Wilma. And then Masio tried to save time for everyone by posting the Eurogamer article that went up midway through with the specs. Good work as always. Thank you, Masio. I appreciate it. Edboxer1 donated $1, said I'm dead. Oh man. And then Michigan 1777 said there's a lot of potential here. The audio intrigued me especially. I just imagine Skyrim on PS3 being absolutely horrible for loading. This SSD is no slouch at all. Let's hope for some good game announcements later and see The Last of Us and Ghost of Tsushima PS4 versus PS5. Yeah, I think I'm excited for the load time stuff changing. And keep in mind, the biggest thing, and I wish they could have visualized this, is they've talked about how in games your character's movement will be limited based on the loading that the system can do. So like they've used Spider-Man as an example, which is like web swinging through New York City was limited in speed because the system could only load so much. Whereas with the PS5, that bottleneck does not exist anymore. So the presentation they showed their investors was literally Spider-Man zipping through it, the entirety of New York City in a second. Like that's a pretty big deal. So that could be something. Open world games will, I think, have a massive upgrade overall when it comes to that. So it's that part at least is exciting. Again, need it visualized. Scott had said, what a great time in history to be a gamer. I think the launch coming up of these systems is going to be really, really fun. I'm looking forward to it. I think Microsoft's going to be back on their A game as opposed to what they launched with the Xbox One. And I do think Sony is going to get pushed a little harder than what they did with the PS4, which is good for us because that means they're going to have to come out with some. They're going to have the weaker system day one. And that means they're going to have to show up with some killer games. And I think they will. So that's at least as exciting. Elric says, it's all about the games, not about the flops. I can agree with that. That's why I'm excited because I think Sony is they know they have to show up with the games, right? So that's kind of what I'm thinking is that they will. So it's, I think that'll be fun. But I think that's everything there. Thanks everyone for joining me today. I saw people were getting put to sleep, but that was just the GDC event. We'll see what else we get. I expect more news from Sony now that they've kind of taken the lid off it a little bit. Games is going to be the next big thing. So Sony will have an event coming up for games. Don't worry about that. But look forward to next week for another event, we'll say. And this weekend coming up, have some fun with Animal Crossing and Doom, of course. And we got demos out. Demo today, Trials of Mana. Demo tomorrow, Resident Evil 3 Remake demo. And exciting stuff, guys. Exciting stuff. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. It was 16 gigabytes of GDDR6. But we will be live streaming any other events coming up. That rumored Nintendo Direct for next week, I will be live streaming that here. So make sure you guys stop by. And maybe we can crack 20,000 viewers again. There you go. I think we can, you know. Did I miss any super chats? I said I missed one. Hold on. I want to make sure I got everyone. Whose did I miss? I thought I got all of them. Yeah, I was trying to see. I thought I saw somebody said I missed their super chat. I didn't want to miss any. I have a chat up on this window and a chat up on that window. Who did I miss? Fell asleep around the 50 minutes during the sound presentation. Hey, you got pretty far in. A lot of devs. Well, we had some specs. 10.3 teraflops, 16 gigabytes GDDR6. Some kind of cooling solution that they're doing. I believe transitioning from PS4 to PS5 will be in fact impactful with the SSD from Pat Fury. I agree. Going from a mechanical drive like that to a much, much faster SSD will be, absolutely. And Pat Fury says, oh, it did it twice. I believe transitioning from PS4 to PS5 will be impactful with the SSD. Okay, cool. All right, I will be back tomorrow morning, Newswave, guys. We got that. I might do a video on GameStop. I think I'm home for the day. This is what I'm going to do. Try to be a little smart about things. So I'll probably do a video on on GameStop because they're doing some weird stuff with their employees. So we'll see. Dear guy Dimitri, is that who I missed? Hold on. I was trying to see if I was looking through. I think I got everything. Viper's Venom says there's $2 for your PS4 savings fund. Kyle Kimber says the real disappointment is we didn't get a Knack 3 reveal. I know, right? That's I guess no Knack 3 for Game of the Year discussion at the end of the year. There's always E3, right? Well, no, there's not E3. Oh well. Let's finish up here. Thanks everyone for tuning in. I'll be back, like I said, tomorrow morning with Newswave. Look out for another video, maybe with GameStop. Cool. I'll see you guys next time.